Good evening, Wabash City Council meeting, Monday, November 10th, 2025. We will stand and recite the Pledge of Allegiance, then we'll be led in prayer by Terry Hines of Refresh and Rekindle Ministries.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Heavenly Father, we thank you most of all for giving us salvation. Thank you for giving us Christ, and through Christ we have life and eternal life. Thank you for this community, Lord, that you have placed us in. We love this city. We love the people in this city. And we just pray, Lord, that your favor will be upon this place. Lord, that you will bless, that you will keep, that you will protect, you will provide. Lord, that the best days in Wabash will be ahead. But help us to follow you. Help us to seek after you and seek righteousness, and to do our very best to make this community the best community that it can be. I pray that you'll be with our mayor, with our city council, with our police officers, our firefighters, our first responders, that you will be with them and protect them. We are just asking for your blessings to be upon this community. Thank you again for all that you've done for us. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. Thank you, Terry. Roll call.
Barrows.
Here.
Burnsworth.
Here.
Coin.
Here.
Pilgrim. Here. Brewer.
Here.
Shawnee.
Here.
Dillon.
Here.
Next item is the approval of the minutes from the October 27th, 2025 meeting.
Motion to approve.
I will second.
Have a motion and a second to approve the minutes from October 27th. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you. There are no items under old business. Item number 1, under new business, swear in Mark Dixon as first-class patrolman on the Wabash Police Department. Join me by the flag. Raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, Mark A. Dixon,
I, Mark A. Dixon,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of Indiana,
and the Constitution of the State of Indiana,
and I will faithfully
and I will faithfully
and impartially
discharge
my duties
my duties
as first-class patrolman
as first-class patrolman
of the Wabash Police Department
of the Wabash Police Department
according to law
according to law
and to the best of my ability.
and to the best of my ability,
So help me God.
so help me God.
Congratulations. Item number 2 is appoint new Wabash City School Board members Rhonda Hipskind and Connie Gorman. Councilman Dillon.
Thank you, Mayor. The Wabash City School Board had 2 terms expiring this year. We ran the ad for the application process, I think, for roughly 3 weeks. Shelley, is that correct? We received 2 applicants, and both of those applicants are with us tonight, Rhonda and Ms. Connie Gorman. Their packets were reviewed and sent out to the fellow council members. I guess at this time, does anyone have any questions for Rhonda or Ms. Connie Gorman?
I actually did. What made you want to reapply for the position?
I have enjoyed the last 7 years that I've been on the board, and I feel like we've turned some things around with Wabash City Schools, and I just wanted to continue working with Dr. Sibley. I'm extremely proud of being a part of hiring her, and I just want to continue working with her and making our schools better.
I filled in for, let me see, a gal who became guidance counselor at the middle school. I taught, I look around here and I either had you in class or, a sibling in class or one of your kids in class. And I felt like it was time to give back. And I feel like I have a bit of a handle on this things. I taught 40 plus years for city schools. I thought I was only going to be here for 1 year. And 40, 50 years later, I'm still here. And it's a chance for me to give back to the community. It truly is. Education is a tough gig right now, very tough. Financially, emotionally, there's a lot of demand on the teachers. And I just felt like it would be good to be in helping to make some of the decisions and to learn a little bit more about it.
Thank you.
Are you done?
Yeah. If there's
Okay.
no other questions, I would make the motion that the council reappoint Rhonda Hipskin and Mrs. Connie Gorman.
I'll second that.
A motion and a second to reappoint Rhonda Hipskin and Connie Gorman to the Wabash City School Board. Roll call.
Barros,
Aye.
Burnsworth, Coin,
Aye.
Pilgrim,
Aye.
Brewer,
Aye.
Shoney,
Aye.
Dillon.
Aye.
Thank you, ladies, for your continued service.
Thank you.
Item number 3, resolution number 15, 2025, a resolution of the city of Wabash, Indiana, adopting the 2025 Title VI implementation plan. This is an annual requirement. Correct?
Yes. In the plan, there are certain goals and objectives that you are saying that you're going to accomplish. And so each year you have to indicate to what extent or when those were accomplished and what goals remain to be done and what new goals you might have to implement and foster the intent of the ADA and Title VI statutes that govern us.
Any questions?
You said it was an annual thing that we have to adopt?
We're supposed to do it annually. I'm not sure we've always done it annually, but we're
It's been a
supposed to.
while.
It's been a while. We're gonna make sure we do it annually.
And it may be. I think it's been 2 years since we last did it. Yeah, it's been 2 years, but we are supposed to do it annually.
And Shelley is the program manager for Title VI and ADA, and Scott Richardson's coordinator, right? ADA? No, not anymore.
It's all Shelley.
Delegated it. All right. Okay. What's the council's pleasure on this resolution?
Motion to approve by title only.
I'll second that.
Have a motion and a second to approve resolution number 15, 2025. Roll call.
Barros.
Aye.
Brennard.
Aye.
Coin.
Aye.
Pilgrim. Brewer.
Aye.
Johnny.
Aye.
Dillon.
Aye.
I'll be passing around a form for you to sign on that. Item number 4 is resolution number 16, 2025, a resolution of the City Council of Wabash, Indiana, adopting the Americans with Disability Act ADA Coordinator and procedures.
Prior resolution adopted the implementation plan, but we also have to designate who the coordinator is and certain procedures. And that's what this resolution does.
So you're not the coordinator yet.
Dying to be.
Hold your breath.
Shelley, are you already doing some of these things that are listed?
I was on the previous time that we passed it. Scott Richardson and I shared it. Yes.
Scott doesn't want to share anymore.
I guess not.
Do you feel like you can pick up the slack for him and he's dropping off?
I feel like I always do.
Okay.
It's our girl. It's our girl.
She can't wait to exert the power and influence that comes with the title.
She speaks the truth.
We need to get her a little bit of like a riser out there.
She has a desk that rises
So
up.
there you
Yeah.
I'll motion to approve.
Second.
Have a motion and a second to approve resolution number 16 for the ADA Coordinator and procedures. Roll call.
Barros.
Aye.
Brunswick.
Aye.
Coin.
Aye.
Pilgrim. Brewer.
Aye.
Johnny.
Aye.
Dillon.
Aye.
Item number 5, first reading of general ordinance number 15, 2025, being an ordinance amending various provisions of the Wabash City Code for the city of Wabash, Indiana. Okay, this ordinance is amending certain articles on credit cards usage where it states mayor and clerk treasurer's office and adding fire and police chief's offices to that in 3 different spots. As the police and fire attend training, they need a a credit card to use for various things, maybe hotels and meals and stuff like that. So we need to amend the ordinance to authorize the fire chief and police chief to have credit cards. And then secondly, I'm not sure what the previous section said. I didn't look it up about the Board of Aviation Commissioners meeting.
Yeah, the city code says that the Board of Aviation Commissioners meets on the second Thursday of the month at 7:30 at night. And I don't know when they used to do that, because for the last 10 years, I would say at least, that's the time I've been the attorney for the board. We've met Wednesday afternoon at 3:30 in the afternoon. I think at one time they met at 4:30, but we've moved it to 3:30. So this cleans that up by making the city code reflect what our practice is. And then if you want me to address the
Sure.
next section, our city code also says what the order of business is supposed to be at the city council. And a couple of the items we have historically set forth are out of place with what the city code says. And the city code doesn't say anything about Title VI and ADA comments, which by the implementation plan are required to be at least offered to be addressed at the city council meeting. So it's a revised order of business for city council meetings. And again, it basically reflects what we have been doing for quite some time. I do have a question to raise with regard to the section on credit cards, and whether or not, because after I drafted this, somebody suggested that should, or at least asked, should that be expanded a little bit more to include department heads? And I don't know what your thinking is about that. And the administrative assistant, because I believe she has a credit card. And so I am thinking that you may want to.
I think she has the clerk treasurer's credit card. Isn't
And
that how that came about?
When we do that.
Yeah, it may have been prior to that even. I'm not sure. The only reason that question was raised is if we have Walmart cards that departments use, or if we obtain, since they've changed their procedures. I think it needs to be all inclusive for department heads possibly.
And that, yes, that's another change that I added a paragraph D. I'm not sure why it didn't get forwarded over to you. But a paragraph D that would define credit cards as including not only credit cards issued by the international credit card networks such as MasterCard and Visa, but also store credit cards usable only at a particular retail establishment.
Should we table this until we get that all in one ordinance, or?
That is one option. The other option is to somebody move to amend to include what you want to include, and then I'll get it into the form for the second reading. It might be a little cleaner and easier to table it and have me just present a new, because I know I've got one drafted.
Yeah.
Another question, is there, I didn't, giving you, I didn't see anything, is there some form of authorization that is when they are going to be using this so that the clerk knows that this is coming before it happens?
There are, in portions of the city code that we're not changing, there are some directions with regard to usage. But in terms of the clerk treasurer actually knowing what's coming, generally, I don't think they do. But what it boils down to is, to the extent that a department has a budget that authorizes certain expenditures, they're free to make those expenditures. The issue comes in, and this was something that I spoke to Amber about. The issue comes in when approval happens. The clerk's office needs to make sure that what was purchased was in fact a legitimate purchase one way or another. Now, they may not always know, but it is possible that an employee could go out and purchase something for their home on a city card, and that obviously would not be an appropriate use of the card. It would be in violation of the city code. And were the clerk's office to know about it beforehand, they would make sure that did not get approved. Also, if they purchased something that for one reason or another was not within their budget, those would be unauthorized uses of the card. And the city code provisions with regard to credit cards are designed to make sure our usage is in line with what the State Board of Accounts says you need to do if you're going to use credit cards.
And they're required to turn in a matching receipt.
Right.
and
Yes.
We've never had any problems, and we have a great group of departments.
And what's having parties and putting on the bill.
You want to trade on, they better be included now.
And all those claims would go before the Board of Works to approve the claims prior to anyway, right? So there would be another set of eyes.
Essentially, the Board of Works has to approve all claims. What happens is the clerk's office goes through, makes sure that they're all appropriate, and then provides a list to the board to approve them.
Is there any issues with retitling, replacing the words mayor and clerk treasurer with mayor, clerk treasurer, mayor's executive assistant, and department heads? Is that an issue?
Do we have an issue if the department head is on vacation or off for a said period and then the
Actually,
foreman or assistant?
Actually, the code would allow, let's take the situation of a policeman or fireman going to training. The chief of the department is not necessarily going to that training. They're going to give the card to somebody else to use. There is a procedure set in the city code. There has to be a log maintained by the person who's authorized to have the card as to who the card's been given to, when they got it back, that kind of thing, to make sure that it's being used properly. But technically speaking, the purpose of having this is not just so the chief goes out and buys, but so the chief can authorize somebody else, rather than having our department heads spending time going out and buying things they need for the department. They generally would send an employee.
Right, okay.
And obviously, if somebody's going to training out of the city, say to Indianapolis for 2 days and they spend the night, they're going to have to use it. And that way the chief doesn't have to drive down and present the card. Would the pleasure be to table it until we
Can
Get
see
it.
it in writing.
Could see it in writing the way we've discussed it.
Motion to table it until we see it in writing.
Second.
A motion and a second to table general ordinance number 15 until it can be amended as discussed. Roll call.
Barnes.
Aye.
Brunswick.
Aye.
Klein.
Aye.
Pilgrim. Brewer.
Aye.
Shannon.
Aye.
Dillon.
Aye.
Thank you. Trying to get all my ducks in order here. Is there any other business to come before the council this evening?
Mayor, I have a question, actually was presented to me about all the progress going on around Kroger, the Bowen Center, the car wash, the rumored gas station that Kroger's putting in. Has all this been discussed as far as the, I had to write these words down, ingress and egress situations of traffic flow? Is there a master plan of what that's gonna look like as far as?
It's gonna be the same as it has been because 24 is a limited access highway.
Right.
They will not allow access off of US 24. So folks going to that car wash or the Kroger fuel station will have to go just as people going to Kroger's and Asian Buffet are now.
They will be utilizing the shopping center pathways, and all of them came before either the Board of Zoning Appeals for proper approval or the Plan Commission. In addition to that, all of them also had to get approval from our engineer with regard to sewage and wastewater and stormwater. And they've been reviewed and approved with regard to those also.
Correct me if I'm wrong, Council President and/or council. When they did so, there was a couple of questions that came up that, well, when they do that, hopefully they will take care of the parking lot too. Well, the parking lot is owned by a different corporation, just to make that clear. Am I right, John?
Yes, and we also, excuse me, suggested to the parties building structures there to contact the property owner and maybe use that as some leverage to purchase that property and build the buildings. I don't know if that was done or not. That was our suggestion to them.
It gets messy out there the way it is, and we're adding to it. I think that was a legitimate question, but
Sure.
does anyone know for certain that the traffic entering the Bowen facility, will that be off of Bryan Avenue?
Yes.
I mean, that's the way it appears.
Yes.
Someone brought in to mention that this was back when I was a kid. There was a old gravel road, a little squirrely curvy road off of Albert Street, and there's two homes there. Is that property still considered that landowner who purchased that property? There must be an easement there, or was that city? Because no one has built there, it's just green space.
Last I looked, there was still a city easement, but it's right there. Richardson used to live there. Right.
Yeah.
On the corner. And that was, I mean, I can remember driving that road when I
Oh,
was
yeah.
a kid going to the backside of Kroger's.
Yeah.
But it's still an easement. It's still, there's still a cutout there for a road possibility.
And there was discussion at one point in time of extending Euclid Avenue, and possibly having some additional building sites there. I believe Bowen Health decided not to extend Euclid at this time, but it might get extended later if there's further development.
But that would have to come in front of zoning or plan, correct?
That is correct.
I'm not sure how much traffic Bowen generates. I'm assuming during certain times they have peak time when there's a lot of clients and traffic. But I think the concern was being in the area of the senior town, and the traffic on Bryan Avenue is already congested as is. And when you get out to the parking lot, it's a mess. You go out there at night, it's at your own risk because the lighting is horrible. It's a bad setup, but I figured I would raise the question.
Yes. Is there any public questions or comments?
I have a question about the.
Please,
what Brian
please
brought up.
rise and state your name and address for us.
On Hipskin, 1061 Albert Street.
Okay.
Oh,
Who decides, who makes the decision that an exit couldn't come off of 24 for the
NDOT.
gas station?
Indiana Department of Transportation.
Because like Brian said, there is a lot of traffic. And if you're stuck there, I mean, it's hard to get out there of that Kroger entrance. And if we add more.
On
traffic-
Albert Street,
No, on Cass.
Cass Street,
Yeah,
Especially
add more
for
traffic
gas.
with the gas station, it's gonna be
roundabout would probably take care of that.
maybe
the caramelization of Wabash.
awkward location.
Slow traffic down on Cass Street.
I think NDOT learned from their experience in Kokomo and Marion that if you build a bypass and then allow a whole bunch of cuts into it, then your bypass loses its effectiveness. And so that's why it's a limited access, and generally they're not allowing cuts along 24.
Could Bowen then be encouraged to petition to have that Eco Avenue extended as a easier route in and out of their property?
I think they'll figure that out once they get it built.
That's what I'm thinking.
Then we'll have more traffic on Albert Street. I don't know
It's
if
gonna
that's
go
a good thing.
somewhere.
Well,
And
They're
that's
gonna come
just
out on
it.
the Albert Street from Bowen, from Bryan Avenue anyway.
That's true.
I see more of them coming out there than they will go up Cass Street because they're gonna be coming out
That's
right there by Senior Town anyway.
what I would expect too, Terry, that there'll probably be more people accessing the Bowen Center from Albert than from, because it's gonna be easier to cut over, if they're on Cass, it's gonna be easier to cut over on Harrison and up than to try to wind their way through the shopping center and dodge the traffic there.
Hi, this is Straysner, 829 Michigan Street. Since we're on this question, I just came to listen, but what is put the hypothetical out here, what's the legality? I know people, and I don't want to incriminate anybody, but maybe related to some, that have a tendency to avoid Wabash City High School or other places, or maybe even some of the other, maybe not so much the high school, but the lights or other traffic on Cass coming down Albert, Bryan, cut through the parking lot, back out on Cass. So that goes on a lot, to the point that you can tell when you're trying to leave Kroger who's actually there to do business in the plaza and who's just trying to get through and avoid traffic. And sometimes, being that lines aren't painted real well, people go up the wrong direction a lot of times, it can get pretty snarly. So I just recently noticed, I've heard rumors, noticed they're breaking ground doing stuff. And so I just in the last couple of days had the same question in regards to how much activity is going on there. So even, I don't know what it is, and I don't know that the council can do anything about it, but I do know people cut through there just because they say it's a faster way to get out to Cass and 24 sometimes. And so I do know that goes on, and then without good line markings and so on. So I don't know if this council can urge that or not, but without, proper lines, sometimes you run into people just in a hurry or running the wrong way up some of those lanes.
I think the issue we run into, that parking lot's private property. I suppose we could encourage the landowner to do something with it. Doesn't mean they have to. I don't think we can force them.
We'll just mark that.
Yeah. Well, they should have some money now because they own the land that was sold to the car wash
Good
and
point.
Kroger fuel station, so maybe they can be encouraged to make some improvements. I'll look into that.
Thank
Jim Dixon, 415 East Street. Just a companion question in reference to, I know it's private property and the city has very little that they can do. But on the other hand, with this situation, especially as more traffic gets over on that parking lot, which we've already discussed as being not properly marked or not adequately marked, wouldn't that constitute a nuisance? If we're going to have a lot more traffic, and particularly down the road, if you're going to have traffic accidents? If someone's going the wrong direction and it's not marked, even though it's private property, but isn't private property under ordinance of nuisance?
I think you would have difficulty with that. The shopping center is designed to attract people to come there. And they have to have a way to get in and out. It's private property. How the owner wants them to get in and out is basically the owner's responsibility. Now, when they first built the shopping center, they had to come and get approval from the Plan Commission for that. But that was 50, 60 years ago. And obviously, a lot changes in that time. In terms, the shopping center could, if it wanted to, erect a sign saying no through traffic. But I doubt that they're going to want to do that because that's going to discourage people coming into the shopping center. And, you might be going through and thinking, oh, now that I'm here, I think I need to stop at the hardware store kind of thing. So it's all going to boil down to either enough people complain to the shopping center owners or enough of the business people out there complain to the owners that they need to do something about their parking lot, repaving it, striping it, and possibly putting in some type of traffic control signs. But again, it's basically going to be up to the owner of the shopping center.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if this is something the city could do or look at the business owner or whatnot, or a partnership in some regards to a service road. A lot of your larger communities where they can't get off of the major highway, they get off on the service road, and then the service road takes them into parking lots of businesses. I don't know if there would be room to run a parallel service line or a road to 24 to come out in that area, about where the vacant Lutheran building is, somewhere in that area. But just a thought. I mean, I don't know. We're not going to know it's a problem until it's a problem, and I foresee it being a
Problem.
yeah. We'll see.
Well, I can guarantee you there's not room for a service road.
Right.
At least not right there. Probably not anywhere.
Because the Lutheran has a detention pond at the rear of their building. So there's no way to get access for a service road there. Holiday Inn's pretty close too, so.
Yeah.
I think it's a good thought, but
Well,
just the way, those parcels have been available out there for forever.
Since it was an airport.
Yeah, and, now they finally, all of them are sold now and being developed. And the other issue is the property owner, Wabash Stations Associates, I believe is located in Lafayette, but everything goes to America's Realty in Owings Mills, Maryland. Well, it says Owings Bills. Oh,
Yeah, but it's a suburb of.
Yeah. So there's several different hoops you'd have to jump through to contact somebody, I believe, so. It's gonna play out. We're gonna see how it plays out. I understand. I go out there at least twice a week and it's playing Frogger and vehicles trying to get through
That is true.
from Culver's out.
Mm-hmm.
And typically I even go out Bryan Avenue to Alva because
Getting out on the Cass is not always easy
unless you're going right.
unless you're going right. Yep.
You're going south, it's a bit of a problem.
Dip through Domino's, it makes it a little easier. I'm saying.
Oh, boy, Jerry.
I've done that time too.
Is there any reports from liaison appointments?
This week.
Awesome.
Wabash City School Board met here in these chambers on 11/3 last Monday. I'll go through this list rather quickly. Dr. Sibley discussed the finances and was very optimistic that operations would end in the black for this period. The student council gave an update. They were encouraging all to participate in the food drive for fish. It was also noted they were downtown First Friday. That went really well, I believe.
It did,
Yes.
it did.
They congratulated cross-country runner Ezra Church for advancing to the state. He finished 148th. Very good. And it was noted there are 123 days of school left. You can subtract 5 from that. Updates on building projects. The new boilers are working and almost complete. The roof work was near complete, but also was noted that some repairs were discovered while the current roof work was going on. They're going to have to do some future work. The rear high school windows will need attention in the near future. Also, they are going to be looking for ways to improve the lighting and sound in the auditorium. Also learned that Mrs. Ann Eddingfield, high ability teacher, will retire at the end of the semester after 38 and a half years. She will be missed. They talked about ways of adding to what she did by other personnel. Also, they accepted the resignation of music teacher Jennifer Denny. Some of the reports from the board members was noted that the parks is still seeking funds for Broadmoor Park. Is that correct? Still ongoing?
Yep, we're about 6,500 short. We got 29 days.
Okay. It was also reported the Heartland teachers approved their contracts and were pleased with those. The library has selected Jan Rowland as interim director while they still interview for the replacement. Is that correct? Okay, and that's all I have from the.
That's the Carnegie Library?
Yes.
Okay. She must have got bored in retirement.
She likes to give back.
Yeah. Thanks, Brian. Any reports from department heads? Cass Street looked pretty good this morning, so I'm waiting to get yelled at by the employees of the street department. Any Title VI or ADA comments or complaints? If so, direct them to Shelley. Our next meeting is November 24th at 6 p.m. I think maybe we should do weigh-in that night and then weigh in after Thanksgiving at the following.
There you go.
If there's nothing further, we are adjourned.
I will be in Michigan, so I'll call it.